This show is for women who train harder, think bigger, and live bolder. Here, we don't level up. We set the standard. Strength, strategy, success. I'm Katie Fleece. Welcome to The Smoke Show. Welcome back. All right, ladies, let's get real for a second. So we're heading into the holidays, which means a lot of holiday parties, family gatherings, travel, chaos, all the things, right? Every excuse in the book to fall off your routine, all right? And I'm not here to lecture you about willpower or tell you to resist every cookie platter that, crosses your path. Hello, I love cookies just as much as the next person. Promise, all right? But what I am going to do is give you just real talk on how to navigate this season without completely derailing yourself and completely derailing your progress. And not only that, but how to walk into 2026 still feeling like a complete badass, strong, energetic, like the woman that you've worked so hard to become, instead of walking into the new year feeling like you got to start over. All right. The women who succeed are the ones, that they don't have perfect circumstances, but they are the ones who refuse to negotiate with their goals. Okay, because life's gonna get messy. It's gonna get busy. It's gonna get chaotic. Things are gonna be thrown our way. And December can get messy, all right? But it doesn't have to. So let's dive in, all right? First up, you gotta set intentions first. Set intentions, not wishes. I need you to stop wishing you'll do better or wishing that you'll be healthier this month, because wishes are vague. Wishes are shit. Wishes depend on your mood. Wishes depend on your energy, what you're feeling that day. Okay? Intentions are very different because intentions have actual structure. They're specific. They're measurable. They're non-negotiable. So instead of saying I want to work out more, it's I'm going to lift 4 times a week. Instead of I should probably eat better. No, it's not that. It's I'm hitting 120 grams of protein every single day. Instead of I need to move more. It's I'm going to walk 8,000 steps a day. Every day, or 10,000 steps, or 12,000, whatever your number is, all right? You see the difference? One is fluffy. The other one is a commitment. And there is a big difference. And commitment is what separates the women who transform from the women who stay stuck with excuses and roll into a new year feeling like they're starting over, all right? Okay, next up, you gotta audit your environment. Listen, if your fridge looks like, the frat house parties, you know what I'm talking about, all right? And, you forgot to clean up after that frat house party, your discipline does not stand a chance. I know, at least for me, if I don't have a plan of attack, it's just like all hell breaks loose, all right? That's what makes us human. You cannot out willpower a chaotic environment. So it's very simple, okay? Very simple pro tip here. You just remove the chaos. If that means, and it's gonna look different for everybody, but maybe that means meal prepping before the holiday parties. Okay, enjoying yourself at those holiday parties and then coming right back home, and getting, eating your regular routine meals. Okay, maybe that means filling your water bottle up at the very beginning of the day, keeping that water bottle full. Maybe that means, you're going to be extremely busy, so you're going to stock up on protein shakes. Maybe you're going to cut up some fruits and veggies and put it in a container and keep those fresh fruits and veggies in your fridge so you can grab them. Okay. Whatever you need to stay fueled without just defaulting into whatever's easiest. okay? Walking into the pantry and it just being a complete free-for-all, all right? When you don't have a plan, well, guess what? You're not going to stick to that plan because you don't have one, all right? So your environment either supports your goals or sabotages them, okay? There's literally no in between. So simply just take 20 minutes this week and set yourself up to win. All right, moving on. Number 3, anchor in your mornings. Your mornings, I'm a huge believer that your mornings set the tone for everything. If you wake up scrambling, if you wake up reactive, if you feel like you're already behind, well, guess what? The rest of your day is going to follow suit. It's going to follow that energy. But on the flip side of that, if you wake up, with early and you move your body, you drink your water, you journal, you pray, you've got your routine, you meditate, whatever your morning looks like that's going to set you up for success. And again, it's going to look different for everyone. Whatever keeps your energy high, you start from a place of power and control. I don't care if it's 5 minutes or an hour. Anchor your morning. Protect it. Because when you can learn how to do this skill, you learn how to control your days, your lives. All right, tip number 4. Plan your indulgences. I will be the first one to tell you that I love Christmas meals. I love Thanksgiving meals. I love all the desserts and the pie. I love all of the things. And you can have all of those things. You do not have to deprive yourself of those things. But you do got to plan for it. Hey, it's Katie Fleece, head of the female division of Superhuman and your host here on Smoke Show. Listen, if you've been waiting for a sign to go after your strongest, fittest, hottest body, this is it. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need anyone else's permission. It's time to claim the body and the life you deserve. Go to smokeshowbody.com and take the first step toward building the ultimate version of you. Now back to the show. And here's where people mess up. They don't plan to enjoy the holidays. They just accidentally eat like trash for 3 weeks straight and then wonder why they feel like absolute garbage once January rolls around. Okay, you could stop it. Just stop, okay? You can enjoy the holidays without turning it into a free-for-all. Know the days that you're celebrating. All right, I've got a holiday party on the 20th. I've got a, family Christmas on the 22nd. I've got a family Christmas on the 25th, whatever. All right. So that's 3 days. 3 days. How many days are in December? 31. Okay. 3 days doesn't need to turn into 31 days. Okay. So know the days you're celebrating and build your week around them. If you've got a holiday party on Friday, maybe tighten it up Monday through Thursday. If you're you're going to have wine and dessert at dinner, well, then maybe just skip the bread basket and the butter that they bring around. Okay. You can weave it in. You can weave it in and still hit your goals. Okay. Very easily, actually. Okay. Here's what I want you to hear. All right. Because I just want to stress that I don't want you to deprive yourself. So eat the freaking cupcake. Seriously, whether it's Christmas or maybe it's just your niece's birthday, eat the cupcake. If you want the cupcake, eat one. Enjoy it. Savor it. Don't stand there with your sad little plate of carrots and lettuce acting like you're just someone who can't celebrate. That's not what it is all about. And if you go into the holidays with that mindset, that you can't do that, if you genuinely want it and enjoy it, then it's going to be a really miserable journey. Okay? But there's an art to it. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is intentionality. One cupcake at a party you planned, or one slice of pie at Thanksgiving, or one, whatever, at your Christmas gathering, that's not going to wreck anything. It's when you're consistently doing. It's the 3 cupcakes plus the pizza plus the glasses of wine because you already messed up, you already had Thanksgiving, so you might as well just treat the entire month of December like that. That's the problem. So you just gotta learn to indulge smart. Enjoy the things that matter. And if if you've got office cookies that come in, if somebody brings cookies into the office and you really don't want them, it's as simple as not eating them. Okay? But if it's something special and you genuinely want it, go for it. Own it. Move on. Right? You don't need permission to enjoy yourself. But you also don't need to abandon every standard you've set for yourself just because there's a cheese board in the room. All right, moving on. Number 5, move your body. Movement. Move your body even when you're busy. You don't even need 90 minutes, right? You don't need a long ass gym session. You just need something. Maybe that's simply going for a walk, getting your steps in. That might mean hotel workouts. I know a lot of you travel, especially this time of year. Maybe the hotel gym is not near as good as the gym you have back at home. That's all right. It's something. Can you do something in there? Maybe that means, you got to take your resistance bands with you. Maybe that means a 20-minute dumbbell session. Maybe it means dancing in your kitchen. Whatever that looks like for you, just move because motion keeps your mindset clean. It keeps your energy up. It reminds you, hey, I'm still her. I'm still that person that moves her body even in the chaos. The woman who doesn't quit every year just because the holidays roll around and, maybe life is a little inconvenient at the moment. Okay, so move even if it's not perfect. Actually, I would say especially if it's not perfect because that's just all of that resilience is just compounding over time. All right, tip number 6. Girl, you got to keep promises to yourself. Okay, I would say this is the biggest one. This is where the real work is because you've spent years being reliable for everyone else, your boss, your kids, your spouse, your friends. You show up no matter what for them. But a lot of times it's like when it comes to you, when it comes to us, suddenly it's negotiable. Suddenly, you're tired or busy, or you'll say things like, I'll start Monday, I'll start next week, I'll start January 1st. Just stop that, okay? Because confidence doesn't come from progress. It comes from keeping your word to yourself and proving to yourself over and over again that you are a woman of her word. Every time you do what you say you're going to do, even when you don't feel like it, you just build that trust within yourself. And that is when everything changes. All right. Number 7, don't negotiate with your goals. If you're tired, are you busy, hungover? Too bad. Your goals, your dream body, it doesn't care. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your excuses. Your energy doesn't care that you had a rough week. Your results don't care if it's December or if you have 3 holiday parties coming up. The women who win, the women who get to their goals are the ones who show up when it's inconvenient. It's the women who show up when it's hard, when they'd literally rather lay on the couch in a food coma. That's the difference between wanting it and becoming it. All right, just a few more. Tip number 8, stay connected to accountability. Isolation kills consistency. So if you fall off, okay, cool, life happened. Just don't spiral. Don't spiral in silence. Text your coach. Reach out. You got to be coachable, right? That's what your coach is there for. Reach out to them. Check in with them. Hey, look, I'm about to spiral. Got to get my ass in gear. Check in with your community. Look at your calendar, pull it out, recommit. You got to recommit to yourself. The shame spiral starts when you hide and you're not accountable to anybody, right? You're trying to stay accountable to yourself. But then that's when you let yourself slide. Oh, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know if I fall off the entire month. Nobody's going to know. So reach out, stay connected, stay visible, stay in the game. All right, now really quick, I do want to talk about goal setting versus goal achieving, because this is where most people completely miss the boat. Why? Because anyone can set a goal. That's the easy part, setting a goal. Yeah, I can set a goal. Anyone can sit down on January 1st with, their pretty little vision board and their journal and write down, lose 20 pounds or get strong or, feel confident in a bikini. Setting goals is easy. It's fun. It feels productive. You get that little, like a little dopamine hit just from thinking about who you're going to become. But goal achieving, that's a completely different skill set. Goal achieving is about systems. It's about showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It's about making the unsexy choices when no one's watching. It's about doing the boring work. It's about course correcting when you get off track instead of, just throwing in the towel and quitting entirely. Most women never bridge that gap. They set these awesome goals, but then wonder why nothing changes. And the reason is pretty simple, right? They never built the infrastructure to support those goals. So, if you're serious about achieving your goals in 2026, stop obsessing over the goal itself and start obsessing over the daily actions that make that goal actually achievable, that make that goal inevitable. So, what are you doing today that moves you closer? What are you doing this week that moves you closer? What systems are you building so that in 6 months from now, you're not starting over again? You don't look back at this moment and be like, oh, here we go again. Because here's what I know after 2 decades in this industry. The women who achieve their goals aren't the ones with the biggest dreams. They're the ones with the most consistent habits. The ones who show up, the ones who adjust, the ones who don't quit when it gets hard. That's the difference. It's not these giant ass things. No, it's in the small daily habits that just compound over time. All right, last but not least. Sounds a little corny, but I promise you, this is really going to help keep you honest with yourself, all right? I want you to just reflect. Reflect once a week, at the end of every week. So or at the beginning, okay? Every Sunday, let's say, look at your week. What worked? What didn't work? What do you need to adjust? What did you excel at? Where do you need room for improvement? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about course correcting in real time. That's how you build momentum going into this new year. Like I said, instead of starting over in January or getting to January 15th. Did you know literally by January 15th, most people, 15 days into the new year, okay, most people already forget about their New Year's resolutions? Not you, not this year. Baby, that's not you. Missing one workout doesn't erase your progress. Missing one meal or indulging in one Christmas buffet doesn't ruin your entire week. But you know what does? Quitting. So just do the next right thing and move on. That's it. That's the whole game. It's honestly that simple. So here's what I want you to hear. You don't have to be perfect through December. It's okay. But you do have to be intentional. You do have to show up. You do have to keep your word to yourself, because the woman that you're becoming in 2026, she's not built on New Year's resolutions. She's built on the choices that she makes right now and every day moving forward. If you can think back or think ahead to this time next year, what kind of conversation are you going to be having with yourself? Are you going to be in the same spot? Are you going to be better than ever? She's built on the choices that she makes to herself right now, even in the messy middle, even when it gets boring, even when no one's watching. That's where champions are made. And you're already one of them. All right. So now your challenge is to go be her, go act like her, go think like her. That's all for today. See you next time, Smoke Shows. Stay strong, stay strategic, stay unapologetic. This is Smoke Show.